Hey y'all, Treasury here with Picture Me Living, and I'm in South Africa. I'm excited. This is like day 4 or 5, something like that. And I'm in an Airbnb that I've wanted to stay in for a very long time. I have been eyeballing it and watching it for a while and finally booked it. So let's talk about it. I'm going to tell you how I got here. I'm going to tell you how I came up, who I travel with, all of that. And I'm going to throw in some lifestyle. We're going to break this down into 2 episodes. Let's get into it. Where am I right now? We were going to do 2 episodes. I was going to do one outside, one inside. It is raining. And when you wait to do important things at the last minute, shit happens, right? But we're still going to make it work because the view inside is absolutely awesome. This villa is called Heaven Can Wait, and it has 4 master bedrooms. And when I say master bedrooms, it literally has a king size bed, lounge area, TV, tub, like big open space tub, right? In every single bedroom. It has a gym. It has a elevator. I'm not sure if you can see it on here. It has literally everything that you can think of, right? Infinity pool, jacuzzi. Now, it is a glass house. It is a glass house. And one time I did utilize the binoculars to see what I could see. And then it dawned on me, people are utilizing their binoculars to see what they could see. And I was like, oh no, that's not good. So it is a glass house and it is a villa. I am traveling with my cousin and she's scratching her itch to travel right now. Like she's been outside recently. And so she didn't like the villa concept. And I was like, that's just how Bali is, right? I didn't know that until I actually experienced it and there were stray cats in my villa. So at least this is a glass house where you could close the villa, but all the rooms are open. Like you can't close the door on any of the rooms, right? So if you come here on a couple trip, you're going to pretty much hear what the other couples are doing or not doing. But it is such a big house though. And we did test it out. When my cousin was in the jacuzzi, I screamed bloody murder from upstairs, downstairs to her. She didn't hear me. So the glass is pretty thick. Now, in the house, I'm not sure what you can and can't hear because it is such a big house. Just keep that in mind. It is a glass house. Everything that you hear about glass houses, like I said, I picked up the binoculars and I realized other people could be doing me like that. So use the metaphor of the glass house in your real life. And that's literally what that means. Okay. So don't do unto other people that you don't want done unto you. Just gonna leave that out there. So yeah, there's a constant warning of critters that could be on and around the house. And everywhere we go around here, there's a warning of baboons. So I haven't seen one yet. And the house manager warned us and said, you don't see one when you want to see one. And the house did come with a warning prior to me arriving here. They were like, don't kill any snakes. Don't kill any baboons. Just call this number. They will remove them for you. And I was like, what the fuck? We haven't seen that this whole time. So I was looking for a baboon because I kind of want to see one. I want to see what they're talking about. So this is on a golf resort. It's called Pazula Nature Resort, and it is a golf estate. There are a lot of different homes. This is just the biggest one on the cliff that is the most eye-catching, but it is a huge resort. People are always out there playing golf and tennis, and it's a retirement community. With that being said, I knew that coming into it, and the message or the tip that I want to give travelers this episode is you are going to have to prioritize something. So you do have to prioritize certain things when you're traveling. So if you want to prioritize exclusivity, You're not going to find a party. You're not going to find nightlife. If you want something reclusive, you're not going to find Ubers or, any type of convenient thing that we're used to, right? And that's just how the travel game goes. There was a question that my cousin asked me, like, well, what did you expect? Because we were looking for something to eat that had music in the background, right, for my birthday. And things were closed Wednesday night. We found something Tuesday night. They didn't have food, they had drinks. Wednesday night, I wanted food and music, could not find it, right? She's like, what did you expect? I didn't have any expectations. If you say your expectations too high, you are going to be let down every single time. However, let us please not confuse that with your standards being high. So that is why piece together this advice that I'm giving you. Exclusivity, your standards are high, but you still need to have your expectations a little bit lower, because if you're expecting this, but expecting Live nightclub, and it's just not going to happen. You're not going to find anything. You're going to find a hole in a wall where there's a guy in the corner staring at you, thinking that if you keep drinking, you're going to go home with him tonight. And he just got off work from shoveling fucking dirt all day and looks disgusting and sweaty. And you're just like, wow, all right. That's why my expectations were low. I didn't expect anything, but this is what I got. So, surprise. Heavy emphasis on the expectations low, standards high. For me, my service standard is what's the highest. I expect great service no matter where I go. And I got that with this villa. There was a little bit of ambiguity on whether or not we would have Ubers here, whether or not we would have taxis. They took care of all that once we got here. Like we haven't had to ask too many questions at all. Like everything has been, explained to us once we got here. Very surprised. So, and I knew that the service would be high. If you look this up, I'm going to actually put the Airbnb link below. You can tell just by the upkeep of the villa that the service is pretty high. So keep your service standard high, keep your expectations for the city low, and you'll do just fine. Keep your standards high too with, reading reviews on things. Read the reviews on everything out of the country. Everything, unless you are doing something random, like going to the bar in the middle of the night. Read the reviews. One thing I did not do was read the review on a tour that I did, Featherbed Nature Reserve tour. And the ride was crazy on it. Like I literally faced death. I put it in my highlights on Instagram. The ride was crazy. I was on a trailer on the back of a questionable bus. And the road was barely enough for the bus, okay? And on the edge of that road was a cliff to your death. And I was on the edge of that seat, and I recorded it because y'all didn't explain this. I would have opted out of this tour. It took me to a cave that was really nice. Whoop-de-doo. Like, I just look at the pictures, especially with staying in a nice place like this. Like, I didn't necessarily need that tour to be scared to death like that. So I get complacent. I don't really read reviews on everything anymore, and I should. I read reviews on the nicer restaurants and the place that I'm going to lay my head where safety is concerned. So I need to read reviews on everything. How did I get here? How did I get to the Heaven Can Wait Villa? It is in Nize-nah, South Africa. That is how you pronounce that, Nize-nah, South Africa. And I flew into Cape Town, so that was a long-ass flight. Stayed the night in Cape Town, had a nice time. Got up in the morning and I flew Airlink to George Airport. Okay. A lot of people not gonna want to do this, but I'm gonna just explain it anyway. From George Airport, you're gonna have to drive an hour and 20 minutes to get here to Nize-nah. To stay here is a 3-night minimum, okay? You're gonna need that after all of that travel anyway. And it's such a big house, and you can order a chef. Especially if you stay over the weekend, it's gonna be a lot of things to do in Nize-nah. But that is a lot of traveling. It is a little bit strenuous, and I have gotten to the point in my travel career where everything is offbeat. Like, there are no more direct flights per se to the hotels and villas that I want to stay in, to the views that I want to see at this point. I've either seen it or experienced it, and I want to I want to do the more exclusive and reclusive things, right? So if you're meeting up in your travel career at the same spot that I am, you'll understand why I'm in an offbeat place like this. And I feel like time slows down in places like this also. Time really slows down, and there's a different part of your brain that heals when time slows down. I'm not a psychiatrist or a therapist to explain that. Maybe someone can chime in, but when time slows down and you get to really slow down and just be and just get to breathe, a different part of your brain just gets to heal. So that's why I like to do things like this. So yeah, Cape Town to George Airport, and about a $70 Uber from George Airport to Nize-nah. And everything in the city has been really affordable. I mean, we got rounds of drinks the other day. I bought a round. My cousin bought a round. Each round was $6. So 2 drinks for $6 is pretty good. You know, you're just not going to get that same experience in America. So when we waited to check into this villa, we went to the Pazula Nature Resort, and they had a spa, 3 out of 5. There is a hotel and spa there. There's a restaurant there. I opted out of going there. It was nice, but because it's a retirement community. And because it is a retirement community, use your imagination. Because it is a retirement community, I want to go where I'm going to go lay my head. I want to go to my villa. I don't want to stay in this hotel. I just don't. It's not, how can I put this? It's not enticing to me at all. It's not something that someone in my age range wants to do at all. And we got a massage there. We did like a half day pass at the nature resort, and 3 out of 5. But if you do come here and you're here for an extended amount of days and you do want a massage and you want to eat at a restaurant, that is an option. But I would say just go out in town and do those same things there, and you're going to enjoy them a lot better. So if you have any questions about this villa, it's called Heaven Can Wait. Once again, it's in Nize-nah, South Africa. And, you know, just play around with Google Flights, change the dates around, do whatever you got to do to price things out from your city. And let me know if you have any questions. I am here to answer them. There is one thing that I left out. We did try to rent a car because although I did not want to drive from Cape Town, so from Cape Town to Nize-nah is a 5.5 hour drive. I didn't think that was a smart idea. They do drive on the right side of the car. And I didn't think that was a great idea. So I said, let's fly. It is a 55-minute flight. The airport was painless. Everything was painless. Everything was so easy coming from Cape Town to George. Now, we wanted to rent a car because I knew we would want to do more stuff in the city. Still, we're going to Uber to bars and things like that, but we wanted to drive around to the elephant sanctuary. Wonderful experience. I want to go back to the elephant sanctuary. Absolutely loved it. But we knew we wanted to drive around during the day and do touristy shit, right? So the car rental was like $80 total. Why these folks gave me a stick? I ain't driving no stick. And on the right side steering wheel, left side of the road. And I knew that it would be slower paced here, so, why not drive? They did not have another car. We had to go to another place, which was about 3 times the price. Europe car. So that's what we used in the Italy trip that I took last year. We used Europe car and it was cheap then, but I guess the same day they're like, no, $500. We got exactly what you need. And they probably knew that they was the only one with the car that we needed. All the cars out there were stick shifts. So I'm happy we did that because like I said, once we checked in here, everything we needed was provided to us. So finding an Uber has been super easy. So no need to rent a car unless you are going to stay in a place that does not have the same level of service that this one has. So that's where I'm going to end the part 1. Check out part 2 and let me know if you have any questions.